La Banque de St. Hyacinthe, which operated from 1873 to 1908, was a small regional bank based in St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. The bank played a key role in supporting the local economy, especially for businesses and agricultural activities in the area. Like many small banks of the time, it focused on serving the financial needs of the community through loans and other banking services. However, the bank's limited size and reach meant it was vulnerable to economic shifts and risky ventures. One of the key factors that led to the bank's downfall was its involvement with the Southern Counties Railway. In 1908, it became publicly known that La Banque de St. Hyacinthe had extended significant loans to the railway, raising concerns about its financial stability. When doubts spread regarding the bank's ability to manage these large loans, it was forced to suspend payments while legal actions were pursued against another company that took over the railway. Despite efforts to stabilize, the bank ultimately failed in the same year. At the time of the collapse, around $250,000 worth of banknotes issued by the bank were still in circulation. These notes were redeemed, but both creditors and shareholders suffered heavy losses, marking the end of the bank's operations. La Banque de St. Hyacinthe's failures highlights the risk faced by smaller regional banks in the early 20th century. The collapse also underscores the fragility of the banking system in a period before the centralized regulatory controls were established in Canada.
All right, so Ben kind of painted a grim history of the bank, and when you hear a troubled past like that, you can usually predict that these banknotes are going to be scarce, and in this case, that is accurate. These are some scarce banknotes. We're probably talking, a dozen to 2 dozen known across all denominations, years, and types of banknotes. So for this bank, I want to point out that there are 3 different types of banknotes. You have the most desirable, which is an issued banknote with signatures that has not been canceled. So there's no stamp on it that says paid. There's no cuts or holes in it from where they've taken out of circulation and paid the money on it. So that would be the most desirable. And then beyond that, you have remainder notes, which would be when the bank went out of business. They just had unsigned stock of banknotes that were never issued, so they're unsigned. Usually going to be high grade and attractive, but they're not as desirable as an issued banknote. And the other would be an issued banknote that was then canceled. So it's going to say paid, or there's going to be something physical on the banknote that tells you this has been redeemed. The bank issued currency in 1874, 1880, and 1892. You got a single $20 note from 1892, and I think everything else is probably from 1880, mostly going to be 5s and 10s. So, anything from this bank is scarce, probably $1,000, $2,000 and up, no matter what it is. But if you get into issued banknote, whether it's a $4, $5, $10, or $20 bill, any of those denominations, any year, with signatures, uncanceled, that's the real winner. No matter what you have, we'd love to see some pictures, tell you more about it, and get you an offer.